All right, guys, here we are, and we are going to do day 2 of our Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. We already did day 1, which was this awesome balloon die set. So we did that. That was day 1. All right, and now we're going to open that. Now, here's the thing. I actually already opened it and then realized I was not recording. So we're going to pretend with great joy and excitement that this is the first time we're actually seeing day 2. And then we'll just go from there. So we got day 2 over here. And the neat thing about this, when you open this up, it shows you on the back what's in there. So this is the balloon die. So we open up day 2, and what we have, I'll pull it where you can see it, is a stamp set, little mini stamp sets. Let me go ahead and pull this out. And as I said, I've already did this when the camera wasn't rolling. So let's move this out of the way. And there he is. We have this really nice, and it says hello friend. It's got a flower and it says hello friend. So what I've got here is I've got some watercolor cardstock. And I think what we're going to do is I'm going to experiment. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I want to go ahead and make something because, as I said, the idea was to try and maybe get everything done and then put it. See, I mean, once everything was done, make cards. But I'm kind of like, well, they're not necessarily going to be a theme. So, but I do want to see. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. So I think this is what we're going to do. I'm going to use watercolor cardstock. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab some of our distress ink. And we are going to, let me see, do I want to use crushed olive? Yeah. I'm going to use this crushed olive distress ink. And I guess I need I need some foam. I need some foam. Okay, that one doesn't have foam. This one doesn't have foam. None of my greens have, I don't have any green. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's go over here. Let's pull out these greens. I may change my mind now. Let's take a look here. Crushed olive. Yeah, it's a nice light shade of green. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the crushed olive. And I'm using, because I'm in greens, I'm not worried about, I'm not going to contaminate the ink pad, and this is dry anyways, there's nothing on it. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to take, and I'm going to just blend in a little bit onto the corner, onto the, I'm going to do my favorite my corner blending technique here. This is what I like about watercolor cardstock, is that I do like that texture. I like the texture that it gives. We could have done this on the smooth side, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of blend around this way, and I do want it just a little bit darker up in here. Yeah, I like that crushed olive. I really like that look. And we're going to do that. I'm going to flip it around, and we're going to come in on this side, and we're going to do the same thing. Normally when I'm doing this on the glass mat. And what I'm doing is I'm going to leave that center. I'm going to leave that center open. There we go. And I'm just blending it until I get a nice looking blend for me. I don't want there to be spots of light and dark. At least not too many. And there we go. And we're going to leave that. Let me see what we've got here. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to do one up high. I need to come in just a little bit more, right around here. And I just changed my mind. So basically, I messed that up horribly. I don't like that at all. I do not like that at all. So we go into salvage mode. And in salvage mode, what we do is we change the background. Boom. just like that. I like that. And we're going to start with that. And just doing some swipes and some drags and just going to watercolor the background now since we're using our watercolor paper. And that's a little dark on the bottom there, so I want to run some of that out. Lighten that up a little bit. And let's see what we're getting here. I'm trying to figure out why that paper took that so dark, why I've got that look on the paper. So we're going to have to cover that up. So let me grab my heat tool. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to clean this up a little bit. And I definitely need to get a new craft mat. This one is well loved. And I think what I want to do now is let me come in with a little bit of mowed lawn and a little bit of peeled paint. And I think we'll add just a little bit of rustic wilderness, not too much. And then we're going to just kind of break that up a little bit. It's going to make a little mud, but that's all right. There we go. Oh, I like that dark green look. I like that. I like that. I'm going to get some movement here. Okay. I'm not loving the way these inks are blending. I'm horrible at ink blending, and I'm horrible at dragging through and trying to create patterns on paper and I'm much better at blending sometimes, and I do like using, I just normally do it a little bit different. I normally use my spray stains. Well, that's not looking too bad. We got some good colors mixed in there, but I feel like it needs something else. So let me dry this and see what we need to do to this one. Okay, so we've got some spots there, and looks good. Got some nice greens going on there. Got some color. I don't like that right there. We're gonna fix that. I feel like I just feel like I need to take a big chance here. Love it. That's it. Perfect. Got some nice spots. A little bit of a splotchy green there. Got some spots there. Let's get some spots down in. There we go. Now we're going to dry this. I'm not going to add any water. We're going to dry this. Now what we're going to do is I want some droplets. And we're just going to kind of give them a second to kind of do their thing. Hit them just a little bit with a dryer, and then we're going to lift. Okay, I like that. Now the card's still a little bit wet. I can see it. I can kind of feel it. So we're gonna let that. We're gonna just let this air dry, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna work with our stamps. I got a couple of ideas here that I want to try with this. I like that green up there. I think I may do something a little creative with that. I'm not sure what yet, but anyways, you know, I gotta tell you, that balloon actually almost looks pretty good. They're kind of weird against that green. Color's not quite right, but anyways. So let's let that just air dry real nice and get that nice and dry, and then we're gonna come back and we'll stamp on it. Okay, so that is dried to where I want it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to grab my grid block, one of my Tim Holtz grid blocks, And we're going to plop that down on there. And I was toying with the black, but I think what I want to do is I'm going to use this ground espresso. I have no idea how this is going to look, but we're going to find out. So we're going to use Distress Archival ink, and we're going to use this ground espresso. And trying to make sure that I'm getting ink where I need it. Looks like I'm getting it also where I don't need it and don't want it. So I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper here. And I always do this the first time I use a dye. I want to see how it looks. And so we're going to throw that on a scrap piece of white paper. And oh, I love that. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I love that. That is actually, I don't know why there's a spot there where that came from. I can actually cut that out and use that on something else. All right, so let's go ahead and restamp this bad boy. Get our ground espresso on there. So those tiny leaves are kind of scaring me a little bit, but that one did work. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to turn it, and we're going to come down here on the bottom, just like that. And there we go. And oh, I love it. Subtle. I love it. And we're actually going to corner. We're going to make brackets out of this one. I don't know now. Gosh, I don't know. I'm not going to bracket it. I like it the way it is. You can put more ink on, but you can't take the ink off, and I don't want to mess with that. So we're going to leave that the way that is. I like that. And so there is that one. And we're going to go ahead and put this guy back on here. And we're going to grab the Hello Friend. Pop that on. My grid, I've got it upside down. So let's try this one more time. There we go. And we're going to put that right there. So, and we're going to stick with the ground espresso archival. And we're going to put it right there. Boom. Hello Friend. And it's a little subdued into the green, but that's okay. As we're actually going to embellish this, I may trim that to a square, or I may add some ephemera to it, but there we go. I think that's done. What I am going to do, just because I do like this, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the opposite here and just find out, I might be able to do something with this. We'll see. I might cut it out, do something with it later, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp the Hello Friend. But we're going to do this one, like I say now, instead of the other way, we're going to do this one this way. And I think I'm going to put it right there. And I had stuff on my hand and made a mess. Okay. I think I can still save that, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right. Well, there we go. That's day 2 of the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. Like I say, once we're done with all the days, we're going to go back and make cards out of all the pieces we're making. We'll find a way to salvage that. Not sure what we're going to do yet. Piece of ephemera, something, who knows, we'll figure it out. And I still don't know what that weird little spot is on the paper, but we will use both of these. And this, I'm looking at it and there's like something shiny on it. It's like I'm trying to figure out where that like it picked up some mica or something from somewhere. I don't know. There's something in the paper or something. You probably can't see it, but I can see it, and it's got me a little bit confused. But all right, anyways, so we're going to set these aside along with the balloon, and these will be ready once we get all the days done. Then we'll start making some cards with everything that we've made, but we'll use these two later on.